20th anniversary for Xbox has come and gone, and now that the dust has settled, was it really that good? Hey, I'm Sam with Busy Dad Gaming. I help busy dads figure out what Xbox games to play so they can relax and go back to their families recharged. I've been an Xbox fan since the original, and unfortunately, I had my original gamer tag Whatnot86 hacked, and I lost out on my 20-year emblem because of that. It was a sad day. However, now that the celebration has come and gone, and for that 20th anniversary, there was a lot to be said. But now that the dust has settled, let's go ahead and take off our nostalgia glasses and see if it really is as good as we remember. So going over the 20th anniversary, I'm not going to go over every single point that happened during the conference, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit on some of the highlights. Now, the first big highlight was the back-compatible games, and there was another big dish of 70+ games that were being added to the back-compatible list. Things like all the different Fear games, Max Payne games, just a ton of different games that have been added there, and they were also getting FPS boosts. Now, hidden within that highlight is that this is going to be the last batch of backward compatible titles that we're going to see. Now, based upon what Phil Spencer has said, the biggest reason is issues around legalities, licensing, just overall tech. And so he's really been pushing for more of a preservation using emulation and more legal ways to get around some of these issues. So we'll see what ends up happening over a long period of time. But as it stands right now, there are thousands of backwards compatible games, hundreds that have FPS boosts. And from a backwards compatibility standpoint, the Xbox really does have a great library of games sitting there ready to be played. The next big announcement that we saw was that the Halo TV series was actually still a thing. Now, this is one series that I'm pretty sure has been kicked down the road quite a while. I think they ended up mentioning something clear back in Halo 5 days, that there was a TV series coming. But yeah, as of right now, we're looking at Paramount Plus here coming in 2022, so we'll see what actually happens there. This is also the same streaming series that has brought us other such critically acclaimed TV shows like Star Trek Discovery. Outside of that, there really wasn't a lot announced, but it is pretty cool that this Fable TV show is finally going to be coming to our TVs, phones, tablets, whatever streaming screen that you end up watching all this fun stuff on. And last but not least, you had the stealth release of Halo's multiplayer. So this came out on November 15th, and unfortunately it was actually leaked before, so we already kind of knew that it was coming, but it would have been just as awesome to learn that, hey, multiplayer is ready to go, let's go ahead and launch it, and now everybody's able to jump in there. It was kind of like the icing on the top of the cake for this 20th anniversary. Now, this multiplayer is in a beta state, but from what 343 has mentioned, it is in a feature full state. So it's available to Xbox users regardless if you have gold or not. So it is a free to play game. And the Game Pass, or the campaign, will require a Game Pass to access, whereas the multiplayer does not. So something just to keep in mind on, but the multiplayer is live. There's been little changes here and there, especially when it came to the progression system. A lot of people thinking that it was just way too slow, and it was. But now 343 is starting to address that particular challenge and seeing how they can speed that up and what ways they can go ahead and enhance it over time. So I love that 343 is taking an active interest in the population of this game, taking feedback valuably, and really pushing things forward so that people actually enjoy this game and will over a long period of time. So overall, my impressions, I thought it was pretty good. You know, it wasn't anything I'd probably write home about, but it did have a lot for anyone that is or has been an Xbox fan. I'm kind of sad that the backwards compatibility program is essentially done up to this point, but I also understand why. So hopefully we start to see emulation and they don't take a route like Nintendo did with their Expansion Plus program, which kind of turned into a horrific disaster. But overall, I'd love to see all these old games being able to be revitalized, especially the ones that ran into a lot of licensing and legality issues. Again, the Halo multiplayer being leaked a little bit before the conference was kind of a bummer, but I'm still regardless excited about it. It is a ton of fun. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Unfortunately, Halo still thinks that I'm, as good as I was back in like the Halo 5 days. So I've been getting curb stomped a lot over the past day or two, but hopefully it, starts to level out and I stop getting put in with, people that are way better than me at this point. Overall, with Xbox, it's been a great 20 years. I've really enjoyed my time with it, and I'm really excited to see what Xbox comes up with next. Now I want to hear from you. What did you think about the 20th anniversary from Xbox, and have you been playing the Halo multiplayer? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you out there.